shortcomings, asking a loving God to ease them for us. And so, and in being ministers of God, being teachers, there's something similar is what we're trying to do. We're trying to release the ego flaws in favor of these characteristics that make for good teachers and good ministers of God. And one of those is this like well, the Course says honesty. It's like the bedrock is this honesty. And it's built, and this is what I wrote in the meditation, was that God is, I repeat this over and over again because it's so important. I got to get it in my head. So I say it over and over again to sink it into my head. Hopefully it's sinking into somebody else too. God is. God is all. God is all there is. God is all there is and nothing else is. So this is the absolute truth. And when we get a mindset that that's the truth, then we have no fear, so we can be absolutely honest. And when I say honest in this way, I mean genuine. Genuine. Show our true selves, not to put any kind of front up whatsoever. Don't have to put on an act for anybody. Don't have to pull a mask on in any situation. Because we are assured that God is all there is and nothing else is. So it's relaxing. Feels safe. Feels like it's all okay, so I don't have to act like something else. I can be. And this is this beautiful awareness, realizing that still in the world, still in this illusion that we've got going on, I'm not acting perfectly. I am making mistakes. I am from time to time saying things that are hurtful, doing things that are not helpful. To recognize that and not try to deny it, but then also to recognize the pure and loving spirit that is at our core. This is being genuine, then. Not to put on some guru kind of deal. So, the basis of this is this: it sets up this trust in us, and when we're in this mindset, we trust God. And since we just said that God is all there is and nothing else is, since we trust God, we can trust our brothers and sisters, because if the first statement was true, they must be part of God, so we can trust them too. To extend that trust, that's a risk at first. That's what people say, that's what being vulnerable. And on the other side of it, we see all of this evidence. Shouldn't trust anybody. Shouldn't trust. Can't trust them. They're out for their own stuff. You gotta watch them. I love that we used to, when I worked at UPS, there was this like number one thing that they would tell you every night: be aware of your surroundings. Now I love this idea. I think it's a great idea. And of course, what they were saying is for safety purposes, watch what's happening, right? But to be aware of our surroundings, to notice everything. This is part of mindfulness. This is part of our meditative practice. To notice what is happening around us. But to stop noticing in a way that is about judgment, about judging other people for their shortcomings. But noticing what's going on around us, being totally aware of the love that is moving in the room. Or it could be at UPS, it's out on the ramp, right? Love is moving. It's hard to see sometimes, hard to feel sometimes. So if I'm gonna make this attempt, I'm gonna try to see the face of Christ in you, and I'm gonna extend trust to you. And then when you do something that I say, oh, I knew I shouldn't have trusted them, that I can back myself right up and say, I realize what's happening. What's really going on here is that they're afraid. They're afraid. And so they are asking for love. And so let me give them that love. Let me give them that love, but not in a way that says that this thing that they did was okay. I can always bring that to their attention. It's tricky. It's tricky. Because how do I do it? How do I let you know that what you just did was off track without making it worse? Well, I can't tell you. I can't tell you in this moment. And the reason is, I can tell you what to do, but I can tell you what will work, but not exactly what to do in each one of those moments. Because the world is ever changing, is dynamic. This is part of mindfulness, is to pay attention to this. The world is ever changing, and that means every single situation. Someone may say something similar to what someone said to you sometime before that you took offense at. But your response to them today is different than what your response might have been in the past. And so what we do, instead of trying to write some kind of self-help guide that says in this situation do this and in that situation do this, we can write it so short, it'd be less than a paragraph. In each situation, ask the Holy Spirit what to do. And then it comes through. See, and this is also part of this genuineness, part of this humility, is knowing that in my ego, I actually don't have a clue of what to really do. Am I rhyming now? All right. So, this trust, though, will lead to this perfect, pure honesty. And what I'm saying here is not just rigorous honesty, but unequivocal honesty. Presenting exactly. So here on the one side, as we practice and as we become stronger in our practice, this naturally occurs. We do become moral, and moral in a way and I don't mean moral in a way of somebody's religious rules. I mean moral in a way that we know it's right for ourselves, right? We become moral and upright. We become, and people would actually remark that we are good and decent people. But if we're waiting for them to remark that, we're off the mark. We are fair and reliable. Not for appearance sake, but because these qualities reflect who we are. But it's bigger, it's more than that. It is just saying, I am not going to put up defenses. I am not going to put up defenses, because what did I say? I think I wrote somewhere last week, just on a little tweet. My defense is offensive. This is what happens. As soon as I think I need to defend my position, I take up the war. It seems little at first. It just grows into huge conflict. So, our fellows, our brothers and sisters, can trust us to be steady, dependable, unswerving when we're in this state of mind. Because we're not worried about ourselves alone. Because we have realized that we are not alone. So relaxing into our true identity, we present no contradictions. We're not opposed to anyone or anything. So this is like, if you go and look at all the spiritual teachers throughout history, you'll find they all have this one common thing. They were not against anything. They were for good, and not, in other words, what I mean is they didn't fight against things. They worked for things. They worked for the opposite things. Because when we get caught up in, oh, I'm against that, I don't like that, that takes our total attention away from what do we do on the positive side to create and maintain change. Good change. So, we don't have to be opposed to anyone or anything. Our thoughts and words are in harmony. When our thoughts and words are in harmony, our actions are in accord. We are the authentic article. This is true intimacy, is what we're talking about here. That we are the authentic article. We are becoming, we can be today a true representation of the divine.